KDE lets you do amazing things. Well, let me actually show them. If we go to shortcuts, we will notice that first of all, monocle. Second of all, you can set hotkeys to execute any commands. So if I press meta F5, I'll get 3 random words in my clipboard, exactly what this command does. So you can literally just create your own command, whatever it is, and execute it on a hotkey. Unfortunately, I don't think you can create like chords. Yeah, you can't. It's not like it's waiting for another key. Because if you could, holy fuck. But I guess what you could do is after this command, you then read, and maybe that expects a key, but that's a whole different discussion. You can also open this command in your terminal emulator. So if I press Windows F6 or Meta F6, I get this new window in KDE. I can type out what I want. And once I close it, it also closes the window. And if we look at our clipboard, it's exactly what I typed in there. So what you can do is open a temporary new window, edit your clipboard in some way, maybe type in text that you want, and boom, here you go. Super convenient. And today I noticed something. If I want to reboot, I might as well also remember to update my system, right? It makes sense. Often you do paru to update your system, and after that it's not a bad idea to reboot your system as well. It's not always needed. Matter of fact, mostly isn't. But if you're rebooting anyway, you might as well update. So what if I do a special hotkey that will open my terminal, type in paru, and then once I'm done updating and upgrading, it reboots my system. I can very easily do that thanks to KDE. So let's add command, and you literally just type it in here. You can choose a script file or the command straight away. So however you like to keep this, you can. Alright, so first thing is KDE, and after that we just specify our commands. KDE paru, and after we execute paru, we reboot. Boom. And I want this to be on the pause hotkey. However, I think it's currently being taken by something else. So let's look through this. I can apparently decrease and increase screen brightness. I say apparently because I set that hotkey and completely fucking forgot about it, because I always just keep on max brightness. I use my laptop as if it's as if it's a PC, even though it isn't. Let me actually make chat appear here as well. Not seeing chat while streaming makes you kind of feel weird. Okay, so we have power down here, which in reality will never really happen to an extent where I would want to have a hotkey for it. We have suspend, which I actually want to remap to something else. Okay, so turn off screen, unsure how that will affect streaming, but if I press this right now, press scroll lock, it just kind of blanks the screen for a bit. Let me just check. Is it all fine? Yeah, apparently. Basically, as long as you keep this key like held down, not even apparently, it like hides your screen, makes it blank, makes it black. And I'm not even sure if you can see that. Interesting. Yeah, so it's not particularly useful, so I don't want to have it. Let's delete it, apply, and this is a strange way of doing it, but I'm going to re-enter. Sometimes when you change KDE settings, more specifically KDE shortcuts, they don't get updated immediately. And that only happens if you come across some conflicts. What I'm gonna do now is set just scroll lock to be sleep. If I did both of this and removing the previous one in the same session, it could have a chance of not working, which is why I do it this way. So now scroll lock will sleep. It's actually very convenient. On Windows, I just kind of got used to closing my laptop whenever I went to sleep. But now I don't have to ever close it. I can just press scroll lock in this case, and it does exactly that without me having to close it. It's super convenient. And in session management, let's actually delete both of those. No need now, because my thing is going to get a hotkey of its own in a second. Sometimes the hotkey to close a window doesn't work, and I still cannot figure out when that is the case. Interesting that it doesn't keep, but that's okay. So let's make pause, do this. I didn't know if I could click through this overlay. Turns out I can. We get this terminal saying, hey, pay attention to me, please. Okay, let's exit. My vape is done. Let me guess, it should be bad. Well, I feel like it's not gonna last long. I have this like huge dilemma. What? As such, he was, well, I'm sorry, I guess. That's super unfortunate. Poor. Well, I do not have a job, to be fair. I'm not dropping frames. I'm just not having a good bitrate or something. Fix yourself. Trying to do magic. Yeah, that's pretty poor. Well, I hope it gets fixed. I'm not sure what to do about it. Cool, so now I can just press pause to reboot, and before it does that, it also updates the system. Brilliant. This I actually did already. I've shown this off in one of my videos, but there's a search engine called Find or Find with the PH at the start that uses ChatGPT 4 now to search through the internet and give you the results. It's pretty convenient because the time limit on ChatGPT is sometimes restricting. I recently wanted to figure something out about the KDE terminal, and it was saying like really old stuff that doesn't apply anymore, while Find wouldn't, because it would just go through internet to find the information. All right. Oh, I specified it twice. That's funny. The next thing I want to do is this. The other day, I think on stream, I don't even remember at this point, I moved a bunch of my hotkeys in VS Code. However, at this point, I realized that I made a wrong decision in one place. But before I get to that, let me write down what I just did in my notebook. I love it so much. It's just kind of really nice. So the first thing that I did is scroll lock sleeps. And pause updates and reboots. Nice. And the thing is, I can still manually update if I want to, or reboot without updating. It's pretty simple. I just say reboot, and I can do the same thing from the terminal. It's just that the most common thing I can do a bit better now. But it makes me think it's going to be a pretty good idea to set a hotkey to just reboot, because what if I come into a situation where I cannot reboot using KRunner, for example? It's going to be nice to have a hotkey that saves me in that situation. Still no clue why it doesn't work sometimes. Maybe it's because I'm using Alt. Alright then, let's try this out. Close window. Let's add this because it's unused. Let's try closing, and it doesn't work, and this doesn't work either. Did I apply? I did. Alright, so it's not going to be useful then. Okay, are you good? It's not still? That's crazy. The bitrate is like 3. Literally like 3. What's the issue? I don't get it. I have about the same amount of windows as I usually have open. Probably my internet, which is supposedly 0. Let's try to do this maneuver. Oh, or maybe we don't. Okay, let's try to... Nice. Yeah, sometimes my internet is kind of shit, and disconnecting and reconnecting to it. Yeah, I get it. Oh my god. What? And it got closed? That's crazy. Chat, you're supposed to be kept everywhere. Now I have to fucking reorder you in every single place. would be nice to have like another terminal, or at the very least a tablet or something. It's actually pretty important to me to not see the amount of viewers. I could do something with custom CSS, I guess, but on a tablet, can I do it there? I don't know. Because seeing any number, why are you still poor? Get a job! Okay, I'm not gonna try to fix it. I did my most. Yeah, so seeing how many people are watching me at a moment is stressful no matter what. If it's 0, I'm like, well, fuck. If it's like 6, I'm like, holy shit. And neither is really good, you know? So this is why I have it like this rather than having it on my phone, because chat on my phone shows viewers, this one doesn't. Let's get to making hotkeys. We make trigger inline suggestion. So this will also be bound to Alt H and Alt L. Let's copy this and then search for key bindings. Right, let's yam go here, paste. Now H. So if text input focus and NeoVim mode is insert and inline suggestion is not visible. So we don't actually need to change anything here. God, water is so tasty. Sometimes it's like so tasty you would never realize. Yeah, that's precisely it, because if it is visible, then another action is taken. But if we still have a very consistent hotkey to toggle no matter what, we don't have to do like different actions. So we have a specific toggle hotkey and just better functionality. So let's paste here as well and put L here. In a very similar way, we take trigger suggest. Okay, do we need to change this? Editor has completion item provider and text input focus, and editor is not read-only. And suggest widget is not visible, and we're in insert. So I guess it's a pretty similar thing. Where we just do J and K. Now I imagine that like boom, we're done, that's it. However, this might not be true. That's not what I wanted to do. Fuck. I accidentally closed VS Code. And of course it's going to, oh, really? That's very annoying. That's super annoying. Okay, let's go to .files and in VS Code open this. Right. So don't do what I just did, but it seems to be working correctly. So nice. Let's commit this. Actually, not yet. Let's see everything. First of all, change G, capital G, to IE new vim. So the text object for the entire file used to be IE for me. And then I installed a different plugin and it had a different default, G, capital G, which makes more sense. However, it's kind of like more annoying. And because of that, I'm coming back to IE. You know, it's also like kind of surprising. Like I woke up and had more and more and more energy. Then I went through a test task for a job, failed by 6%. And like that's unfortunate, but that's how it goes. No big deal. And I imagined like, oh, and now with all my energy I go and stream, and I'm kind of like really sleepy. I'm very surprised, honestly. Okay, and now the other thing that we do is gamp alt JK alt HL trigger their respective suggestions. Boom. Did that. Add abbreviations for get. So if we go to get.markdown in my notes repository, which is understandably private, because I have no clue what I might put in there. There are a few things they should be using sometimes that I don't have abbreviations for. And you might say, well, hold up there. You only should create abbreviations for things that you execute very often. And you might actually be very right for that. Refs, tags, you'd be super correct actually. So my idea was to create abbreviation for this so it would have a good access to it. However, deleting a tag from the remote is not an action I have to take often. Making an abbreviation for it right now would be a mistake. What I should do instead is remember how to do it manually, and then once I recognize that I need to do that somewhat often, I may create an abbreviation. Let's look at other stuff. Undo only unstaged changes. So maybe you have multiple modifications and additions in a single file. You stage some of them and all the other ones you don't want. So it applies here as well. It would be a great abbreviation. However, I think I used this once. And unless I start using it more, making an abbreviation for this makes no sense. And this, I didn't intend to make an abbreviation for to begin with. It's not necessarily what you should be using. To elaborate, you can remove files locally, but not on the remote. I've used this when I tried to keep my parlevel 10k and Z shell config in my .files repository, and I did it using this command, where I could delete those files locally, but keep them on the remote. However, there's a downside, and it's in the fact that if you reclone, or if you do some like really big changes, those files will just come back. So it's not a very good solution. You shouldn't really be using it, but it is a solution. Now, another idea that many people would probably call crazy, understandably so, but let's go to symbols, which is a file that contains a bunch of, you will never guess it, symbols. So right now I don't have a very good way to search. All I really have to do is either go to the what's it called, heading, and then search. But what if it's kinda big? It's not very convenient. So what I want to do is a crazy idea, but I actually like it a lot. Create a JSON file to put them in, where I will name them, and so on and so forth. So symbols.jsonc. Symbols, yeah. Now, why JSON? That is because any key that I create can then be jumped to by the jump to symbol command, and that is very convenient. Oh, finally, it's excellent. It's interesting. Usually it doesn't say excellent, it says good, right? So excellent is even better. That's great. So let's create this. First thing is Unicode. And yeah, I guess we just named them. Long dash. We just kind of take it and put it here. You might still be asking, okay, but why the fuck JSON? Doesn't it make more annoying to navigate between them? No, not really, because just yank inside, hold up, yank 2 inside next quote, and boom, I got it. While here, what motion would I use to get the gun, for example? Only really 11J, and making a heading for every single one of those is just kind of messy, because it's on separate lines. So we'd probably have to put lines in between, and that is just, once again, messy. Alright, I forgot how this character is called. It's basically a different type of a /, which is weird, and you can actually put it in your file names. And that is its Unicode. So let's take it, weird /. I'm already liking it, actually, doing it like this. Oh, nice, it's like displayed differently to mean that this is a weird Unicode symbol. Keep that in mind. So what we have to do here is just name every one of those symbols. Alright then. So these are just like normal. So those that are normal, I'll just put in a general section. Those that are not, I'll put in a subsection and then name them still. So let's start with the bottom. Create a new section called die, which is very comedic. Like, die, really? Actually, let's do it this way. It's going to be more convenient this way. More convenient because I use the comma and period keys to both go between tabs and to activate these, which probably means that I should be using different hotkeys to begin with, right? Since I'm already using them for something else, I'm kind of limiting my functionality. Where just now, I figured that, oh, since I'm limited this way, I should use another feature, which works here but won't everywhere. So let's step this aside for now and check out Alt-I being used in both modes. Alt-U, toggle maximized panel. Now that's interesting, but I don't think it should be modal. Alt-O definitely should be in just normal mode, so that works. And Alt-P, yeah, and Alt-P is similar. Okay, so show all commands when neovim mode is not insert, and Alt-P neovim mode is not insert. Okay, that changes some things. And somebody is calling me. Hold up. I don't fucking live in that town anymore. Stop calling me. There was like a period of time where I really wanted a credit card, so I just applied to every fucking single bank, and now that is biting me in the ass. Are you interested in our credit card? I will give you 100,000 rubles. Stop giving me money! At one point, like, I wanted a credit card, but right now, I think the banks trust me too much. So yeah, I'm fine. Stop calling me. Okay. Now we can use Alt-O and Alt-P to toggle. And since toggling isn't that used, it just has to be on a somewhat comfortable hotkey, it's like fine. So Alt this, trigger suggest. Okay, trigger suggest moves to Alt-O, and hide suggest widget moves to Alt-O as well. And this, we can remove the not insert thing so that we can move between tabs no matter what mode we are on. Sometimes you just want to quickly look at something and then go back. So yes. Then we do a similar thing for the dot. Autofix. Fucking system hotkeys. Okay, so hide inline suggestion, Alt-P, trigger inline suggestion, Alt-P, and we remove this here as well. Boom. Now I go to insert mode, I can move between. This works, and then this works. Well, if it did have anything to suggest us, it would work. Pretty sure. Yes, yes, it works. I wonder what happens if I format this. Removes the comma. Interesting way to navigate. Okay, so die1. I'm going to repeat the name of the heading and the subheading, so it's the easiest to navigate still. Die2. That sounds like a list of movie names. No, not that. Die2 for sure is a real movie name. Die3, now that I doubt. Still possible though. Die4. What am I doing actually? Okay. Leader DL is so useful, it's crazy. Leader DL, if you want to know, it takes the insides of the line, but then like takes them into your default register, but then also deletes the actual line. So you can do both actions in a single mapping. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Die6. Nice. Now all of them are searchable. And then yank inside next quote. Boom. And we got it. I love Linux for the fact that I set my system font to a specific one. Ubuntu nerd font is what I'm using. And because it's a nerd font, even in KDE GUIs, random weird symbols are also displayed, which is so good. I was gonna look like, is there something more fun to do? But not really. This I don't particularly care about. This is about as fun as what I'm doing right now. And same about this, so beggars can't be choosers or whatever. Now the checks and crosses I'll separate into two sections, both of which are going to be arrays. I see no point in naming these. Sure, like it will somewhat make it easier to jump, but when they aren't easily explained in any way, I should not bother to do that. You feel me? So, crosses. Now, you might be sitting down and thinking, well, hold up. Why are you streaming this, like, pretty boring thing that you're doing? Good question. Let me try to answer that. it's fun to potentially have someone come in to talk to in this type of format. Being able to connect with multiple people at a time feels very exciting for me. Now, you might say that it's kind of greedy because, yeah, it's an interesting way of looking at it. It kind of is. But it feels nice to be able to interact with many people at once. That's pretty much my whole answer. Plus, on the mental side of things, I feel better when I'm talking through whatever process I'm doing. I feel more accomplished. Maybe what I'm doing is not necessarily that important or useful. Well, it's going to be useful for me and important for me, but whatever. But if I'm talking through it, essentially talking to someone, be it someone in chat watching live or a person watching the VOD, it feels more fulfilling, I guess, rather than just doing this thing by myself, where I would be like, what is this, you know? The other thing is checks. Fuck. But here, if I'm streaming, it feels like I'm doing something productive already by the fact of streaming. And then I also add a pretty important thing that I'm doing, and I feel satisfied. I often don't when I don't like go above and beyond, even if I really shouldn't for one reason or another. Maybe I'm tired. The big chance is I won't let myself just rest. I need to do something productive. And if I stream at the same time, it's like it feels more productive for a minute of work than it would otherwise, so that when I'm done streaming, I can more easily let myself rest. Basically, my mind is very cruel to me sometimes. These I'm actually going to name because we can explain their differences. Pipe on top left sometimes just puts another quote. I'm never sure why it does that and when. Pipe, which one? I guess like middle. Middle, horizontal. Horizontal. See, like, why does it do that? It's pretty damn annoying. Pipe, bottom left. There are two other, right? Three other, I think. There's also the vertical connecting one, so middle vertical, that I don't have. I should maybe get it, but I haven't needed it yet, so like whatever. These pipes you can actually use to make your prompt look cool in your terminal. So I'm using the bottom left and the middle horizontal one here to get this nice arrow, which is very nice. If it wasn't there, it would be a bit more difficult to parse what is a prompt and what's a new command and what is its output. That's why I have my prompt be this colorful. So it's easier to parse, like visually. And if I had it as a one line prompt, it would be kind of eh. Or would it? That's a good question. Maybe I should try a single line prompt. Sure. first of all, I know that this comes with a trailing space. Is that always the case? Let's type in false so we get a false command, and it's not always the case. That's a good thing to know about. Okay, so let's open prompt. So somewhere in here we call Actusi get status, and a way we can deal with it, right, so we just call it here, and let's pipe it into string trim. Is that enough? String. Let's read the docs to make sure we can just say trim and it be understood. Is trim even a thing? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we don't have to specify anything. It will automatically trim white space from both sides, which is very convenient. Now it is automatically going to be trimmed, meaning that no matter what happens, we won't get the final space. If we do this again, okay, let's do true, we would remove the space, but we haven't run the function, so that's why it's still there. Okay, let's do GSA to go to info, because it will display this, but will not display Actusi get status. And there is a white space here as well. In other words, it's easier to make sure we have that final white space rather than make sure we don't. We rely on this space being there to make sure the Actusi get status is aligned. So instead of string what? String trimming, God, it's difficult to say. Let's add a space in some other place. Here, right? So we do stuff and other stuff, and then we print it. But with the space now. Yeah. So after everything, we can make sure we have a space. Pretty convenient. I think I'm going to get a benefit that I have always thought of as a disadvantage. Right now, I try to look in the middle of the screen, but it doesn't make sense to do because that's where the command starts. Same thing in VS Code. I mostly operate here, sometimes here, never in the middle, which is why I almost wish I could make code center aligned. But I know that's crazy. But here, if the prompt started here, I'm a bit closer to the center, and especially if there are some changes and such, and maybe a status code, I would start like here. Most commands aren't that long, so they won't really reach this point. So this might actually be a pretty good idea. Okay, so we just made sure that there's a space after the prompt. And why do we do that? We do that so we don't print this new line here. We just print a like the pipe character. I don't think it's going to look good immediately, like this character specifically, but we'll get to it. Let's run prompt.fish. Yeah, my issue with it is it's too small, but I like the idea of it. I immediately like the idea, like surprisingly a lot. So what I want to do now is change it out, try different characters, and now it comes full circle. Now it actually kind of makes sense. We go through symbols, and you know what we could do? Like, if the status code is 1, we do this. Status code is 2, is this. And then if it's 7 and up, it's just the number. Like, it would be kind of cool, but not really something I should be doing. So we're going to be going through different characters and seeing if they work in my new shell prompt. I fucking squeezed some sense into this stream, and I'm happy about it. Right, so this character I actually already use for another thing in my shell prompt, so nope, we're not going to be using it. How do I call it? I'm not sure yet. Oh, it's a new section. Shell, and then leader DI, and I lost it. Let's grab it again. I should have used my move default register to some other register thing. Let's VA next quote, paste it here. Right. I'm not sure what to call them, honestly. They're very similar to the checks and crosses in the sense that how the fuck am I supposed to explain them, right? So let's actually not. Let's not CS this to this and DAW here. So we can just specify them one after another. This character is kind of promising, but not enough where I would want to actually use it. This one is even more. The issue with both of them is that they're kind of small. Trying to make the cursor as big as it is here. God, it's actually very tall. Interesting. Okay, so they're about the same. And I also have to imagine that it's yellow. We can try both of these out, and I don't see why not. Let's yank this, GRL, and prompt. I can very clearly see that it's being cut short. Well, it isn't, turns out, but it feels a bit short, a bit too thin, which feels a bit weird. If we do something like this, like, I don't know. It's close to what I want, but it's not quite what I want. Hi, nice to see you here. What I'm doing right now is going through Nord font characters that I have saved to try to find the special one to use in my shell prompt. I've been using the two-lined one for a while, but now I recognize that maybe a single line actually works. So I'm trying that out. And I'm moving these special characters that we have here. Hold up. Special characters that we have here into JSON. Yes, really. I actually love JSON and navigating in JSON so much that I'm actually picking it. You would think that this much syntax just to keep random characters is ridiculous, and I could see your point very well. It is kinda ridiculous. I'm from Russia. Still am, unfortunately. I feel weird about having sections with just two things, but that's probably fine. Are these symbols different enough where I should make them objects that I explain? I don't think I can. So let's just make an array. Hold up. Let's yank this to the A register. Right. For a minute, I thought that yanking to a specific register does not occupy your default register, but it does, which is very annoying. It's very annoying, it's super annoying. I would rather it not do that. Can you stop fucking recommending schema to me? What the fuck is schema? What the fuck is schema? Okay, so incognito or anonymous. Okay, now I don't get it. I'm trying to copy. Control B usually pastes from the default register. But now it doesn't. What? Hold up. Hold up there. Buster. Did we even send it? Supposedly. We supposedly do. Let's try to make sure. No, not character. Literal search control plus B. Yeah, we do send it. We do indeed send it. Okay, let's look at registers. Control B, by all accounts, should Control R, Control P, the default register. In insert mode or command line mode. But it doesn't. At least it doesn't seem that way. Right? Like, this works. Well, let's try to do this again and change inside this. Now it works. Very confusing. I don't get it. I super don't get it. Like, what's up with Control B? Right? Like, what's up with it? Super annoying. Where did it get the idea of doing that, right? Let's get this and reload. See if just Control R double quote works. 6 a.m. What the hell are you doing? For me, it's 1 p.m. However, I did wake up at like 4 a.m. today because my sleep schedule is fucked as always. Better question, what the fuck are you doing at 6 a.m.? You would have to, like, in a usual situation, you would have to kill me to make me wake up at 6 a.m. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm asking. Like, what are you doing up so early? Here we have a bunch of trash bins, or trash cans, I should say. Trash cans. Actually, what am I doing? We have 5 here. We just hold up. We just -4, then hold up. Dot -4. Do we need the dot? -4 dot normal YSS this a comma, right? Yeah, what am I doing? There's normal thing for me since I work from 7. God damn. My condolences for that. I completely forgot that I use I hate the fucking JSON formatter. Stop putting lines like on one line. I specifically use multiple lines because it's more convenient. Yeah, my condolences that you work from 7. It's fucking impressive. I usually can't wake up at 9, much less 6 or like 5 a.m. Arrows could potentially work in my prompt. But for example, this one is being used to indicate renamed files in Git. So something like this would kind of clash. For now, since I don't have many of them, I'll just put them in an array as well. Or arrow up, arrow right. The issue comes when I can't understand how to name this. Like, what type of arrow is this? Arrow forward and back? I won't remember that. So first of all, let's do norm to the end, where we YSS a comma. What did I do wrong? Okay, let's try it again. Norm YSS, forgot to do this, a comma. God, I love him. And then we can D go here. Interesting. DV go there. Because the commands are being done on line by line, it doesn't consider this whole place to be a single area of change. And you can go to the start and the end of the last area of change using what I'm currently showing you, which is so convenient. It's like underrated, I would say. Actually, I grabbed them a bit too early. Hold up. Arrows. Fuck. No, it's going to be an array. And now we delete until the end. So GRR does this. What if we instead do it like this? And now it auto indents. If you didn't know, closing fucking square? Yeah, square bracket plus P pastes and auto indents. And I've said this multiple times already, but it's very convenient. Now, works now. Interesting. Well, maybe at this point I fixed Control B, but maybe not. Okay. pencils. Pencils also kind of don't work for the prompt. Grab them too early. Well, hold up. I can grab them and like move them to some register and then just use them once I need to. Right, pencils. I almost immediately forgot what I wanted, and we just paste from A. Cool. Cursors. This actually can super work. I super see it working. So let's do prompt. Huh. I kind of fuck with it. Do y'all like it? Let's do GAMP. It's a bit too thin, but I don't hate it. Like, I kind of like it. Interesting. Beautiful. All right, but we still have quite a few different ones that we still have the ability to choose from. Let's do something actually true. Can I make a macro that goes through every line until the end? No, not really. Like, how would I make it understand that it's the end of the line? Let's do something else instead. Oh, wait, no, I can. Right? I just record into, say, you, and then this, norm, YSS this, A this, enter. And I don't have a consistent way of moving to the start unless, no, not even unless. Okay, we're done. I delete that to the A register. So those are cursors. And we can access the A register and then paste indenting. I should remember more often to use the auto indent paste thing. I severely underuse it. I thought I was gonna explain like more symbols, but no, not really. So the dies were nice to explain, these definitely. But a lot of them aren't really useful to explain. So they don't benefit a lot from using JSON, but good enough, I think. So now this is the last section actually, so let's go through it from the top. I can see this working a lot. Let's try it. Let's do a prompt. No, it's way too big, right? Yeah, it's too big. That's what she said. Okay, what about this? It makes incredible sense, but I don't like it being a triangle. Too big? So if you like big, I don't know, honestly. I don't know if I'm ready for big. No clue. A literal fucking inside of a vagina. Yes, there's a nerd font symbol for it, which is hilarious in my opinion. You can have a vagina in your shell prompt. It's like, wow. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Yeah, I super like that. It might be my final choice. We will still have more. We have gun. We can have gun, but I tried it out in the past and I didn't like it, but let's try it again. Huh. Okay, I like it now. I don't like the trident? Really? Okay. I actually like the gun now. It's kind of cute. It's as if the shell prompt is like has a gun, and it's like come in any closer and I'll fucking execute remove for real / no preserve root. I think I like gun more. It's more of a meme. Overall, Nord font symbols are so good. Like, they're great. Rabbit. I mean, it's fine. It's just it doesn't compare to gun. This makes the most sense, but turns out I don't like triangles. That shark is very cute, but it's very small, which is also an issue. It can be either too small or too big. If it was like 10% bigger, maybe 20, I would probably pick it. Because I generally prefer cute over funny. Right? Let's check my Mastodon. It's not neither cute or funny. Neither cute or funny. Cute. Neither. Funny. Neither. Funny. Is it cute? Nah, not really. Funny. Kind of funny. How about the symbol tilde? Looking at it may confuse me because we're not taking account of a situation where we go to Prague, for example, and this like maybe the tilde. Okay, then what happens if we do this? 2 tildes. You see why it wouldn't really work? It would be fine now because we're in a Git repository, but not if we are not in one. Right, so shark, you can see that the cursor displays how much of the shark fits into a single character. And then there's like quite a lot that comes on to the next character when it gets displayed. Where like this is too close. I want to have a bit more space. The shark is cute, but it's a bit too small and too long. This is actually super cute. Takes a bit less space. Okay, let's execute prompt again. Okay, this is actually very cute. This is very cute. I like it. Nice. I will most likely keep this. I think it's the best one. so far. What was the other one? The trident. Yeah, it's much better than the trident. But the ghost I already use. If I go to normal mode, it uses the ghost to indicate that. And if I'm in insert mode, it uses the jellyfish. If I could use the ghost, I definitely would. Spider is pretty good. However, it still like takes more space after it, but it might not necessarily be a bad thing. Let's try it out. I think it's filled with color too much. For being a separator, it's filled with color too much, which is also a political statement if you take it that way. And yeah, it protrudes a bit too much. So a symbol that I'm looking for should not protrude to the next character too much, ideally not at all. This breaks it almost entirely. Same about this. This is used. This is legit just two characters, but as you can see, it isn't. It's a single character that takes two characters to be displayed in. Now, to be fair, we could just put another space to do that, but like, yeah. Same about this and this. I like the lamp. It's kind of cute. But on the other side, now it's kind of too small. It's too small to... It feels like it's something that you need to parse with your eyes, when really it's not. You feel me? While these immediately feel like they're a separator, or rather, immediately feel like they're just there to be cute, not to be interpreted. This is all like very subjective. I feel you. Fuck yeah. It's very subjective, so it's hard to explain why I like things. Okay, I love this. I love this. Oh my god. A literal egg. It doesn't immediately look like a fried egg though. It's kind of whack in a way. It looks like an eye. You know, it's great if you realize that it's a fried egg, but if you don't, it's just kind of weird. Yeah, it is pretty cool. I am not putting fucking feet in my terminal prompt. This takes a bit too much space. I am a socialist. Okay, well, this is very funny. This is hilarious. Especially like considering that I'm Russian, it's like, peak of comedy. I like the stars the most. They're very cute. But this is funnier. Like, funnier enough where I might choose it over the cute. Like, I'm a Russian that watches Hassan. So this is like the perfect symbol for my for my shell prompt. Oh, palm tree. Yeah, this is like similar to how the lamp feels. Yeah, I do. Do you too? I didn't know. Hassan is amazing. What do you mean why? He's great. He's funny, he's entertaining. He can talk about fucking skibidi toilet for 4 hours and I would listen. He's very entertaining. That's about it, really. So I think I'm going to stay at... fuck you. Watch Hassan. Hassan is amazing. I'm gonna pick these stars at the end. Because they protrude a bit less. Really? Why? What did he do to you? I'm not seeing another theme. No, not trigger. We have triangles here and there. Why don't you like him? Wait, do you envy him, maybe? Because he's so damn hot. And to be fair, I don't know how you look. But like, Hassan is probably... Yeah, he might be the hottest man that I've seen ever. And then you can consider whether that's like just an insult to man. Because really, that's the best thing you have? Or if Hassan is just that hot. I'm honestly not sure myself. I would think it would, like, you know, I thought it doesn't though. Okay. Are there any other themes here that we may... Yes, there are a few. Really? Well, sure. Maybe I'm just like insecure, but I wouldn't go around saying that I'm hot. Or maybe I would. I don't know. He's just obnoxious pretender who's offended by everything. So am I. Because I see the like unfairness in a lot of sides of the world, and he expresses that anger very well, being constantly annoyed at things that, yeah, like you should be annoyed at, like sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia. They so much exist, like they very much exist. And the common conclusion is, well, what can you do? You should just like ignore it and go on with your life. Another solution, well, I'm not gonna say like solution straight away, but another approach is getting more political and maybe doing something to improve the actual situation. And thanks to Hassan, I like got more political, for better or worse, to maybe eventually do some political change to improve things. So that's a very good thing for me in terms of content. Making content that makes you care, when generally I watch content to chill out. Vagina, lamau. Hassan is like, when you first hear about him, you're like, really? A fucking socialist streamer? That's insane. Fuck that. I'm never gonna watch him. And then you just kind of come across some clips and you're like, okay, whatever. Like, sure, I'll watch it because the clip is interesting. But then you kind of notice, fuck, that's actually... I actually kind of like him. He's entertaining. And then you get interested in the politics. And then you become a lefty, furry, trans, Rust user that's on Arch, by the way. What else is there? I'm not sure. I'm just a confident motherfucker. That's a very good thing. That's very good. Trident. You gave it a very good name because I was wondering, like, how do I name it? Or did I name it Trident? Don't even remember. Jellyfish fish one filled, rather. One filled. There's a word for this, like a shape that's filled in with color, and another word for a shape not filled in with any color. There are words for both this and this, but I don't remember them. Or maybe there's only a word for this in Russian, in which case I also don't remember that either. Jelly, I can actually just press Ctrl Y. To grab characters from the upper line, you can use Ctrl E to grab from the bottom one. Empty. I'll call it empty because I don't have a better word for it. Literally gone, like just gone. Is that a bunny or a rabbit? I don't know. Bunny, rabbit. Some people can like very easily tell, but I can't for the life of me figure out the difference. Shark. Shark is a rapper, by the way, who's like along with Sibir or Sibir. Let's do it like this. I'm not gonna play songs today, but there's this amazing dude called Cyber. Unsure how to pronounce his name correctly, honestly, and I've been listening to him for a long time, kind of. And he sometimes has... already forgot how it was... Yeah, Shark. He's like, okay. It's not him, I'm pretty sure. Pretty damn sure that's not him, but yeah. Shark. He's like, whatever. Let's run prompt again, so we go back. Yeah, I like them the most, actually. I'm surprised you're not using a Spotify CLI. I just never really discovered one. Remember, like, I like terminal apps, but I like things to be beautiful as well. And different things are beautiful differently, depending on the context. Something like H-top makes sense to be here. It looks the most beautiful like this, I think. But then something like Spotify probably makes more sense being like this. TUI, yeah. I've had an idea recently, and it's probably in my project ideas. No, because I can't do it. It's too difficult. Right, so the idea is a TUI for playing chess on chess.com. And to make moves, you have to use the notation. So you can do something like knight takes like f6 to execute your move. And once you press enter, you play your move. Right? Like, wouldn't that be nice? Rather than using the GUI website. I like their website a lot. It's like very well made. But being able to play chess from a terminal would be so cool. You don't sound convinced. Is that a bad idea? Well, regardless of whether it's a bad idea, I think it's just not possible. I doubt that they would just give out their API, considering their business model is showing you ads and constantly saying to you, Oh, you could like use premium to get better things. Why would you type instead of click? Because it's terminal. You shouldn't click. Because like I think if you're in a terminal, you shouldn't be expected to even have a mouse overall, much less use it. Which is why I type. I guess you could also click, but I would like it to be keyboard focused first and then maybe support for mouse, you know? Okay, what the fuck is up with fucking schema or whatever? It's making me annoyed. Statement button. Schema, not here. JSON, not here. No, I got that but why would you? It's a great idea, you should pursue it. I don't know, I feel like it's like way out of my scope of knowledge. Maybe I should, maybe like I should take this like more difficult project. But honestly, I'm scared. As simple as that. Join JSON lines? What the fuck is JSON lines? Attempting a project and spending a lot of effort trying to make it work, only to understand that it's pretty much impossible, sounds like very exhausting, rather than spending your effort on something that you already know you can make. But that, I guess, shows a side of me that I've noticed some time ago. I give up very easily. What the fuck is param? I don't think I use it, so I don't need it. Common, preset, so snippet. Instead of this and this, we just should put you here. What I want to see is you make a HTML and CSS website. I don't want to. Like, I already do this kind of shit all the time. Like, see, like configuring slight changes, slight visual changes, and all over the place. The fucking CSS and HTML, I just do not want to. I would much rather figure out something on the back end rather than like deal with that bullshit. Like, I'm already a front-end developer, just in a very weird way. Button. I think all of these are so old that I used to have them someday. I think for auto hotkey. Maybe even V1. That's how old they are. And I just never bothered to remove them. That's crazy. Okay. Spider. Right. Rocket. They overlap a bit, making them kind of hard to see, but I don't think it's a huge issue. Or I guess for those where it makes a difference, I just put a space after. Yeah. And then if I want them to overlap, I just remove that space after as well. Yeah, that makes sense to me. That way I can immediately tell which ones fit, which ones kind of fit, and which ones should be using 2 spaces to be displayed. Body count? What? What are you talking about? Are you just being weird, or did I mention something that related to asking this question, but now I forgot what I asked? What is this? Like, how do you call this? It's so not a medal. What do you mean, doesn't know? I understand what body counts means. I mean, why are you asking this question? This is so not a medal, but I forgot the word. See, why is it pasting some random white space? When it specifically was like, that's so weird. You're curious? I don't want to answer that question. I'm damn near asexual. Or at least I kind of want to be, which is already kind of sus. Okay, how do you explain this? Like, what's happening there? Hands? I don't know. Like, hands? Oh, hand 69, I didn't notice that actually. Sussy. Baka, and actually, I should later grab the Amogus symbol, because it's a Unicode symbol that you can just use anywhere, and it should be rendered. Opening quotes, I think. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And when's when? It's kind of hard to understand. Closing quotes. Right, it should have a space there. That is just a lamp. Where do you get the symbols from? It's a very cool website called Nerd Glyphs. So let's go there. What? Pfft. Yeah, here. So this website. And I actually take the link and put it into the description. Actually, no, chat. The VOD watchers have access to chat, so they'll be able to access this link as well. Yeah, very helpful website that lets you search for glyphs that can only be displayed with Nerd fonts, and there are a lot of glyphs here, like an incredible amount, and I went through them to find symbols for my shell prompt, and I eventually did find quite a few. That's how something like power level 10K works, by the way. It uses those special symbols to build how your prompt looks. Egg. Fried egg. And fried egg is actually A Song from Lil Darky. Pretty good. Check it out. A Foot. Bar level is too much in my opinion. Yeah, it kinda is. I used to have it that way because without it, basically this wouldn't look as good as that cool version looked. But then I recolored my prompt to what I want and added some cool symbols, and now I actually like this more. But if you don't know how to configure your shell prompt, part level 10k is like brilliant. You're using Starship, a very good decision. It's very good. The only reason I rewrote my shell prompt in Fish is because there are still some like features that I wanted that I could not have on Starship, and now I have them. Implemented myself too, which is at the very least cool. What is this fruit called? Actually, it's a berry. Watermelon. English words are so goofy. Like, seriously, you just put together two words, water and melon. You really couldn't, like, come up with a new name. You had to combine two others to make this name. That's so whack. Using NeoFetch. I actually have something better. It's trans now. Fuck yeah. So install HiFetch if you want to have a gay version of NeoFetch. This recently got recommended to me by the Sast on stream. I fucking love this. You can pick the flag and everything. Yeah. And then it's NeoFetch. Do I have it? No. Yeah, so HiFetch. NerdFetch is beautiful and the way to go. Let's try it out. NerdFetch. A POSIX fetch using nerd fonts. I was gonna ask, like, what's the difference between NeoFetch and this, but I guess I'll see. And it's so easy to install stuff that I might as well just check it out. Let's read the package build for the Arch thing. So we prepare, we package, we do some random commands. That's it. Okay, I trust it. Any optional dependencies in this? No, they're not. Okay, NerdFetch. Okay, that's pretty cute, not gonna lie. It's pretty cute. However, it just says, like, it doesn't display a cool logo. It's just like the penguin, which is cool. Like, that's nice. Heart, I imagine meaning core or meaning kernel. Processor, amount of packages. I like the symbols that they chose. They're very, very good. Coffee, meaning runtime. Yeah, that's like, I like it. It's a nice alternative. However, HiFetch is gay, which is more important. So I'm gonna remove it. I'm gonna add it though to my list of cool packages. NerdFetch. A smaller fair. A smaller NeoFetch that uses nerd font nerd glyphs. Let's actually do D capital G or DD. How do I do this? I kind of don't. Let's do this and then boom and oh, I never use like numbered registers because they're so fucking hard to understand how to use, but here it worked. Yeah, nice. T-Rex, Coffee Rex when. That one needs a space, and so does this one. What's this symbol called? Fucking USSR, whatever. Oh wait, I'm stupid. Communism. I'm still stupid, but it's a better name. Palm tree. I'm somehow getting faster the more tired I am. I never understood this, but it's kind of true. Like, the more tired I am, the more, not effective, but productive I become. Git branch. Well, at the very least, the better at new Vim motions and other stuff I become. Lock. It's surprising that it's the only lock that I have. Like, right? Let's go through stuff. Are there any other locks? You would imagine I would have more locks, but I don't. So just lock, because it's the only one. And it's actually the one that I use in my prompt. And we have Rust. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go to, where are we? Let's go to Nodes and remove, remove symbols markdown. Let's gaff stage deleted and gaff stage new. Cool. I guess, yeah, why would it get recognized as a rename? We changed most of the content in the document, so it wouldn't. I also like that that the prompts mostly align to an extent where it's reasonable enough to read. Maybe I'll revert to something else later, but maybe I won't. I don't know. What else did I do? I can actually commit all of this. Symbols md, symbols md to JSON. I just think it's like very satisfying to have your prompt on a single line, because sometimes having a multi-line prompt makes you have issues. With this, you have less of them. It's not really a valid reason to use something, because, well, why are you having issues to begin with? It's kind of weird, but it is what it is. And I could, right now, format if it didn't put most of these on a single line now, which is specifically not what I want. So let's just close it. Boom, symbols are now in JSON, and I actually use a single line terminal shell prompt. It's all words. So let me write this down in my notebook so I can like process this change in my life. I know it sounds dramatic, but that's how my brain works. Single line prompt and symbols in JSON. All right. I'm glad I got that done. Now it's going to be easier to like traverse symbols and get them, thanks to targets mostly. All right. Vivaldi start page and other settings as well that have been annoying me for some time. So let's click start page and change it. Okay, so start page navigation, show on speed dial page. So they're different, huh? Hide titles. Speed dial appearance. Show title on hover. Yeah, let's show title. Huh. I would imagine it would give me a way to change fucking Bing to Google by default, because now it just searches for Google, which is not what I wanted. Maybe if I can just change it like this. No, I do not care about my privacy. I do not care. Oh, that was it the entire time? Damn. Okay. This is kind of cool, but I would rather not have it. It's just kind of unnecessary here. Bookmarks is like fine. This doesn't look fine though. History is like okay. Probably shouldn't be showing it. I guess the sus shit I don't Google on this browser. And notes, come on now. I wouldn't be using them. So I would ideally want to just remove this bullshit. Settings I'm fine with, so I want to remove this. I want to remove this. And maybe show my bookmarks as the thing. So show privacy statistics. Nice, that's much better. Show fav icon. What is fav icon? Nothing apparently. Show delete button. Oh, it's for, I see. Show thumbnail control button. No, thumbnail control. All right. I guess that's it. Appearance, window appearance, status bar. The only information I need here is this, and I don't think we can just grab and pull it to some other place, which is why I just don't have it. It's kind of annoying. Please prove me wrong, someone. Okay, menu, position, Vivaldi button, or ew. It's so off-center. This at least looks like it's less off-center. And you can't remove it, I'm pretty sure. You can customize what's in the status bar. That I do know, that I can just remove all the other stuff, but then I just get a status bar with a single thing, taking up way too much space. When in reality, what I want is put that zoom thing to here, for example. Also just use the overlay, then stuff will only show up when you change something. That's interesting. Status info overlay. I didn't even consider it because I didn't understand what it meant. Oh, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's super nice, actually. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's great. That's super great. Open settings in a tab. Use native window. Yeah. Use simpler. Animation. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you. That's about it for appearance. Themes is just that, but you can also modify how specific subparts look. What about general? Startup. Start page. Show. So right now, if I try to close Vivaldi, like the last tab on it, it will auto show me the start page, which looks better now. I'm already like happier with it. I can get background images. Let me just set my own then. In tree, I have themes, Java keyboard dark no text. Actually, here we can do the Vim thing. How does it look? Let me do monocle for a second. Looks off-center. So let's pick something else. We can do the same thing. Actually, here we can do pink, right? How does that look? Yeah, that's super cute. That is insanely cute. In that menu, you can also customize the speed dial more. Yes, that's what I intend to do. So we... Okay, so show on speed dial, start page navigation. Unsure what that means. Vivaldi a game, thumbnail size. So you can specifically, let's, ew. Yeah, I don't want to have it. Let's press, I think, Control B to see bookmarks. I have GitHub and Chess. Can I like add it to the fucking start page? Why did it? Okay. Move to bookmark bar folder. Should I have a bookmark folder called speed dial? I thought but you don't. See, I think I'm supposed to. I think I've seen it somewhere. Can I like rename it? Yeah. Speed dial. I doubt it would work. Yeah, it doesn't. So I can't just make it my own. Okay. Scale to fit columns. 6. I don't know how many yet. Show. It's not a lot of settings. Oh well, start page, of course. Show fav icon. It's open. Oh well, bookmarks are already opened. Now, to be fair, I don't really like the speed dials in browsers. I dislike them. I think they look ugly. But I want to at least figure out how to do it if I want to. because as it is now, I'm not sure how to make it. Basically, I want to understand this browser more than what I currently understand about it. And themes is not that. I love the fact that it has a theme called human. It's so hilarious. Why didn't I? This pink is not the shade of pink that I actually like. New theme. I'm not gonna make it. Too much effort. Operating system. Start page. Okay. Tabs. No, just don't show it at all. Is there like an alternative, like a different way to see tabs? I guess not. This just takes way too much space. After active tab, next to original tab, yes. Always activate related tab. Activate in recently used order. No, activate left. Align next close button. Nice. Yeah, I did indeed just remove them, so I don't accidentally click stuff. Close tab and double click. Keep window open when last tab is... No, don't actually. That's a setting. Well, I expected it to be a setting. Just nice to find it finally. Focus page content on new tab. Okay, tab bar. Enable horizontal scrolling. I would love that if it didn't add these buttons. You know? Because they're just... So currently this thing I would like to remove but can't. And those, same thing, because well, shift and scrolling is what should scroll. If even shift, to be fair. Well, I guess if I'm using this, you know? Remove tab spacing and maximized windows. Oh, yeah. Display trash. Oh, I guess that's why it look. No, even with spacing it looks off-center. No, yes. Okay, display trash can. Why would I? And display synced tabs. Well, I guess it can be useful, but generally I just Control T until I get where I want, because that's keyboard focused. Clicking trash can isn't. I guess I could make a hotkey for it, but I don't necessarily care for it enough to do it. Display synced tabs button, show workspaces in top bar. Right, but could you instead just say like 1? You know? Like, this takes up too much space. And if we could place it here instead of this, then okay, I would consider it, but doesn't seem to be an option. Show pop-up thumbnails. Basically this. I like them. And they're pretty smooth compared to Firefox, which is pretty cool. Show tab thumbnails. Well, that's just ridiculous. I think you can make the workspaces button smaller. Really? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, but being along with this, it doesn't look good, and I only have two. So I would only have this if it could replace this button. And I tried doing so in some other, in appearance, I think. You can customize it. I tried just deleting everything, and it stayed there even though it had nothing in it. So, and it's off center. But Vivaldi is much better than any other browser that I've used, so it's still better, but kind of not perfect. Show tab, okay, now. Display close button, do not. Detect page title notifications, sure. Sure. Dim icon when hibernated, sure. I would be surprised if you couldn't remove that button, but I don't know how. Yeah, I'm also like kind of surprised because everything else I found that you usually just can remove, which is really, really cool. But it feels like it's maybe an exception to always let you able like to do stuff even if maybe you don't have a keyboard or something. But then why can you customize it to remove everything? Isn't that weird? Like maybe we'll find how to. Actually, well, how do I remove the menu button in the top left in the Vivaldi browser? Don't worry, that's not a Google search because it would be way too specific. Started using Find again recently, thanks to you, Misha. And yeah, it's very helpful in some situations where just ChatGPT isn't enough. To remove the menu button in the top left, you need to custom. Yeah, no shit. There are several ways you can do this. Moving the tab bar, changing the menu display. So using CSS is kind of like, I don't know. Unless it's like in the settings of the browser rather than some like extension or whatever. So including moving the tab bar, say I move this bottom, but then like everything stays here, I'm pretty sure. Changing the menu display. Okay. When you move the tab bar to the side or bottom of the browser window, buttons like the Vivaldi menu, minimize, maximize, and bum bum bum. Okay, so let's go to tabs, tab bar position bottom. It's better. It looks less off center. Wait. Oh. It's of this window. I thought the address bar was at the bottom as well, having this one again, but no. I see a bit of screen tearing. Yeah, there is like a single pixel all around. And that sucks. I think that's, yeah, I've tried having them be on the bottom, like the tabs, and I had some issue with it. I guess this is the issue. And plus, I don't really like it. Okay. So that's not a solution. Change the application menu display. You can change the application to Right, how is that a solution? The horizontal menu is just worse. Like, sure, like I'll figure out CSS if the implementation of said CSS is reasonable enough. Note that this method may hide other buttons. Well, fucking, I would love that. Okay. Allow CSS modifications. Oh, just like that. Okay. Show context menu on double click. No. Well, that's cool. Oh, that's all of them. Enable browser windows in portal. Whatever. Session panel. Okay, whatever. Well, that's cool. Enable the option for that. In your Vivaldi installation directory, go to user data folder and create a new folder called CSS. In the CSS folder, create a new CSS file with that. So appearance, custom UI modifications, directory for custom CSS UI modification files. They must have a CSS extension to be included. No guarantees are made that these will work in new versions of Vivaldi. This requires a restart to apply. Alrighty. Can I like do something like F12 and so title bar, button Vivaldi, so class Vivaldi. Oh, it just shows you how to access it. So button.vivaldi equals hidden or something. Yeah, okay. So that is a solution. And my only like requirement was like using CSS. It's like, okay, that's fine. It's fine if I have to do that. The question is how that CSS is implemented into my experience, and if it's handled by the browser, that's pretty good. I would target that with title bar button.vivaldi. Okay, sure, I'll do that. So first of all, we go to dot files, make a directory called Vivaldi. So let's new Vivaldi. I guess just a single CSS file now. Yeah. Vivaldi C changes. I'm not sure how to. I should come up with a better name. Vivaldi. And since it's asking for a different, like for a directory, not a file, I want to separate it into the Vivaldi folder first. Changes works better. And this is when you use ChatGPT. Give me synonyms to changes. Jesus, way too fast. Alterations, modifications. Okay, let's call it modifs. Modifs CSS. Oh, no. I somehow made it so I could... What? How did I do that? I just pressed J accidentally in the wrong window. Okay, so you say title bar button dot Vivaldi. I think you do it like this. Hidden, visibility, hidden. I'm like, I know a bit of CSS, like, I'll figure out my way around it, usually. Display none. But I don't know it, like, well. Thank you very much. I've been watching way too much Soding. I'm noticing, like, right now that I am, like, talking like him. It's kind of funny. Dot files. Vivaldi. Yeah. Now let's close this and open Vivaldi. Huh. Yeah, it works. And YouTube is like infinitely okay, cool. However, it now leaves an empty space, and we might as well change that, right? Woohoo! CSS stream. Width 0. Hold up, none. No, that doesn't work. Okay, 0. I don't fucking know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm also thinking, like, probably this container just starts from someplace, which we could change. And changing the width didn't change anything, so that is probably the case. So let's F12. And this. Ah, I thought display none just meant, oh, like why like this? It opened in a different window the last time. I thought that display none just didn't display it. I didn't know that it would also not take up any space. Wrong place for F12. Oh. What do you mean? And now it's a different window. Eternally confused, but okay. So you need to press it when in a special Vivaldi page, such as the speed dial. Okay, gotcha. That's so, like, that's so surprising. So tabs container. Ooh, what is this? So that is tabs container. What is this? Look at that padding left. That is padding left, you say? Ah. So .linux tabs container, not none, top. So what if I... Haha. So my immediate thought is just copy this and then padding left 0. But is there like a better way of doing this? Basically disable the CSS? Yeah, just like that? Okay. Because like I got the Goo Goo Gaga brain, but I also want to learn. I thought I copied it. Maybe I didn't. Hold on. Oh. Copy the selector and do padding left unset, for example. I didn't know that was a thing. Padding left unset. Hold up. Why are there different words to mean the same thing? Why does display use the word none, but this is unset for some reason? When you mean precisely the same thing, no? Am I crazy about that? Because it feels like the same thing. You might need to add important. Let's reboot to see whether we do. Unset just means use the default. Alright, and it works now. Well, isn't this brilliant? Which is different for every property. Ah. For padding left, the default is 0. That's super interesting. So what you're saying is that we could say display unset. Oh, we can. Oh, my bad then. Okay. Well, by the same extension, can we use none here? We cannot. Why can we not use none there? Don't quite get that. For display, the default depends on the element, but usually it's block. That's pretty cool. I never wrote CSS like for something that I use myself, you know. So this is pretty nice. Because none is not a global keyword. Yeah, that's what I'm like assuming out of this. So none is specifically for display. Keyword specific. Okay, I see. Makes sense. I thought that unset was just like none, but turns out they're different. Okay. Just like inherit and initial. But unset works everywhere. Oh, I see. Inherit and initial. Inherit, I can guess what that means, but what is initial? Okay, so I have an option to unset, basically use the default for this property. Property being padding left in this case, but can be anything. Inherit is grab whatever the parent is using. Initial, unsure what that implies. It can potentially be different things, so I don't know. Initial actually means use the default. Unset doesn't technically. How interesting. Fuck, I love this so much more. Unset is basically the same thing as if you just hadn't set the property. So just like an auto hotkey. and initial means the default, which may or may not cause it to inherit, or use the default, or be controlled according to the parent. Interesting. Why? Huh. So yes, we do that to override, in this case, a browser CSS. So you're saying that initial means actually use the default? Why should we not use initial here then, instead of unset? Because it seems like initial fits in this use case a bit better. Is that not true? I also don't like this minus plus. I don't like this plus. I don't think I need it. And I want to remove it. Tab header. Doesn't matter. Okay. Hold up. Let me make sure I open F12 on this. Display. Just don't display it. That's interesting. You can also write 0. True. I think that displays the intent a bit better, considering that unset might not necessarily be the default, and 0 explains what I want from this. It's more readable in a way. So I was looking to remove that. But it doesn't seem tab position. Let's make this bigger. Okay, so tab header, dev resize, tab pinned button off unread. Would you look at that? Oh, and here we specify all the others. Right, when do we get to the plus? Div toolbar, tab bar, sync, and trash container. Am I not seeing something? Maybe it's in a different place. Ooh, here we go. Div button. Yeah. This. Let's just add display none. Boom! Amazing! Because you can just double click on it anyway. And if you can't, because there are too many tabs, I can press Alt-E. So, let's hold up. Div button toolbar dot new tab. Does that look good when the tab bar is filled? I can only assume so. We can look at VS Code, because aside from this, which I would rather not have, to be fair, it looks good. Right, I'm trying to see a way to just copy what it's saying there? I think I have a way of doing it. No, I don't. What a fucking troll. Ooh, hold up. I know. Almost. Literally just create a new tab. True. Super true. So my my tabs wrap, so yeah. You may call that ridiculous. And you would be pretty much correct, but I dislike tabs either trying to fit into the space they're given without giving me their names, or even worse, making me scroll. You mean in Vivaldi? Oh, well, do you see what we're dealing with? We're not going to like, we're not going to see it visually how we usually would. It makes no sense to check now. We should check once we change it. I thought he meant VS Code. There is a slight thing after it, which we should also change. Right, so let's try to just... So now it's there. Oh, because it's the fucking cursor position. You had it changed though. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's like a different element. How do I Alt E? Huh. We can increase the div that holds the tabs after. So I don't think it's an issue. What is an issue though is how the fuck do I copy it? That's what I meant. I see. Now it makes sense. It says just element style. Can you just give me the selector, please? Okay, let's try this. Nice. This works. Div button toolbar new tab. Those styles don't have a selector, but it's literally there. No? I thought, like, the last time we found that, I looked at that thing to change it. Like, is this not what I'm looking for? They're defined inline on the element. Ah, well, you mean those? Yeah, that I understand. Just kind of, I guess, find it annoying that it doesn't display the selector to get to it for sure. Okay, I see. Display none. And now we need to change the div that holds the tabs to fill all the space. That's the first time I'm really like trying to use CSS to achieve something. I've learned it in the past, but not to any real extent, I would say. So I'm like happy that I finally fucking found the use for CSS. I might start like changing things up, maybe on Discord. It has a lot of annoyances. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm going through elements, trying to see which one of them does not fill all the space, and so far all of them do. Jesus Christ. CSS modifications are against... Yeah, I know. Like, I don't care. I super don't care. Like, I'll follow the rules of the server. I won't talk about them and so on and so forth. But personally, I don't care. The same way that okay, I was gonna say personally I don't care about like cheating in single player games, but I do care. I'm like kind of toxic about it. I think it's super lame. so that's why I like try to enforce the rule by like making it clear and not helping Rule 5 people, simply because I'm toxic. Like, I think cheating even in single player games is cringe, and if you can't do it, don't ask others, just get good. So I can't really find the element that I need to change here. I keep trying to use Control N, even though, see, like, I'm making new ones, but this thing is still there. So what makes sense to do is just hover over this, press F12 to get to that element. We got to that element, but not precisely enough, I guess. Tab header. Do you have any like suggestions of what I should be looking for? Ooh, that means that one of these things maybe has padding on the right. I think that makes sense. So one of them, maybe this. So let's see what it has, or rather what affects it. Border box. The same element as the padding left. Really? It also has padding right. Yeah, that makes incredible sense. Well, let's just try doing it like this. Padding right 0. And I close this. And Vivaldi. Apparently not. Apparently not. Maybe some upper element does, though. Let's do F12 again. So we have this. Then it might be a then it might also be done other element. Some other element, right? Yeah. Let's look through them and basically try to filter, of course, padding. Is there something else in CSS that can act as padding, even if it isn't? Padding box. Margin. Okay. Not here. Technically also border. True. Yeah. Or absolute positioning. So position absolute. Okay. Yeah. There are. Okay, so let's basically go through them. Header, doubt it. So padding is not it. What is 729 by 600 multiplied by 30? Is the real question. Okay, goodbye. Thank you for being here. Otherwise, I would have a much harder time with the CSS. So thank you. Border. So position 0. Let's remove this filter. So tab strip, pointer events, flex, 1 auto. That's funny. Position relative. Div display block. Tabs container. The hell is this? Oh, interesting. This thing that I can't quite show you there, this thing, basically it may open full screen, or rather full height, taking up this space, which is why it needs to take up space there. Possibly, because I have no clue. Scroll bar width. Not defined, huh? Background position. Right. Maybe in the upper thing? Seems like disabling flex is just not a good idea. I guess, like, what does 1 mean? And everything else is inherited. Let's try to see. Okay, so this is not padding because we removed it. This is overridden by my thing. Min height. Wait, can we change it? Oh, we have a thinger. Say we do this. But it doesn't change, it's just minimum height. Oh, it doesn't update either. Okay, whatever. Those changes, I'm pretty sure, are like temporary. Everything else is inherited. Maybe here. Height. Can I like just make it smaller? I can, but it's like, did I really just make it smaller by 1 pixel? Yep. Because if I go any lower, it starts being weird. Just goes down. That is because of the minimum thing. Hold up. So divs, tabs, tab bar, container, top, dotted. Let's change the minimum height to be like 10 or something. Was somewhere here. Yeah, let's change it to like 10. Right? I'm doing something completely different, by the way. So that's not it. Right, why would a child have control over the parent? Tab bar wrapper. It doesn't have anything on its own, or I guess it does. You can change the colors, but that's just a setting. Fill current color. Font weight. Body. Alright, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this today at the very least. Or until I eat. I might have an attempt later, but if you, the person watching, either live or the VOD, know how to do this, maybe I missed something, please let me know, because it would be very nice to be able to just remove this thing to let the tabs flex until the end. That's what I'm trying to do. If you know how to, that would be amazing. Another thing that we probably can do easier, like get this, or is that thing, let's just go through stuff and it will probably show me stuff. So here, and here, I want to remove this bullshit. It's pretty annoying. Web view container, sure. Yeah. How many fucking... What? Why do you have like 11,000 of them? Find in page, row wrapper, DevTools container, web page, web view, closed. can you like, come on. Can you show me the CSS of this? What is this bullshit? iframe. Jesus, you received a notification in your dream? That's crazy. I think all of these are just web pages that are hidden right now. So it's not actually what I'm looking for. Which takes some fucking time to figure out. How do I change the CSS of the start page? So it's this. And we go through the tabs and we end up here. We could probably remove something like this that I don't care about, or this. Hard to type. Yeah, I would imagine. Also, I'm like, how are you doing it at this point? How? So web view container, if we close it, that is the only thing that gets highlighted, meaning it's definitely there. Web page stack. Yes. Okay, so visibility hidden. We can just look at that. All of them are hidden. This seems to be not. Inherit. Magic. Yeah, seems that way. DevTools container. Ooh, internal page. Start page. Fuck yeah, I found it, I think. Fuck yeah. Yes, this. Fuck, nice. Nice. Element style. Display, yes, display none. Amazing! I can fucking remove everything, pretty much. Okay, but let's display it so we can F6 CDG. So nav that why did I become like from Kansas all of a sudden? Start page, navigation, tool bar, medium. Let's go here. I sure hope it's not going to be an issue. Display none, where in some random website it just doesn't appear. So nav to start page navigation, toolbar medium. Okay, how do I express in CSS this element, but only if it has this as its parent? Hold up. Child combinator. So this is the parent selector and the child selector. Okay, gotcha. So div start page has to be its parent. Div start page. And that fills me with more, I guess, surety. This seems like the most difficult to do. You want to learn CSS? I think the best way to learn CSS is trying to make apps look normal, pretty much. Because yeah, this is like a bit more exciting. Like, fuck yeah, I can make my browser look better and not have useless fucking bullshit, dumbass shit that it for some reason has. Nice, it works. Now my start page is quite nicer to look at. And the best thing about it, I can remove this thing, I can remove this and this. I can remove most things. I remember you actually mentioning that I can remove this from the chat. So let's do exactly that. But hold up, can I change CSS of websites? Here? I don't know. Command. Oh, what? What? Sure, command. I can probably finally remove this fucking bullshit. Rounded container. Damn, it has a lot of stuff. Yes, YouTube live chat app. Control-Shift-P toggle UI. Oh, just like that. Wait, what? The command thinger doesn't appear. Usually it would. Or do you mean here? Yeah, I wouldn't think so. The hotkeys fucking set to there. That's kind of annoying. Hold up, I can just do this. Right. Toggle UI. Quick commands. Yes, Alt-O. Unless it doesn't work. Okay, let's try to change it. Alt-O or Control-Shift-O. Control-Shift is like a very liked hotkey for some reason by everyone except me. And doesn't work here either. But we may still have a solution. Let's search for toggle UI and make a hotkey for it. Toggle UI. Well, since I tried to use Control-Shift-O the first time, I'll probably remember it better. Nice! Nice, 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 nice. Isn't another how? That sounds funny. It's like you have your CSS written on paper and you compile it from paper. Yeah, by the way, this is like very good. Now I can fit more chat into my chat. Can you like unfocus? Okay. Paper would be a waste. True, true. Another thing that I want to do is remove this live chat thingy. It's on a floppy disk. Well, I guess I have to some messages, all messages. Yeah, sure, all messages. I need to somehow be able to change it to live chat, so I guess I'll keep this maybe. But I definitely need to remove this. It's like horrendous. Right, so where were we? YouTube live chat app. Interesting is it's a tag. Payments manager? What? Uh-huh. Contents. This. Iron pages, apparently. Chat messages. Ooh. We'll come back to changing that. And let me actually write it in. This looks so much better. Like, nice, fucking super nice. Extremely good, even. So, make the live chat bar like way thinner. The payments manager is there to censor your CC if you type it out. Here's mine, for example. Lol. You typoed. And also, actually, I get that this is a joke, but turns out if you type out the 3 numbers at the back of your credit card to a YouTube chat, specifically YouTube, by the way, Twitch doesn't implement this for some reason, but on YouTube, if you type out the 3 numbers at the back of your credit card, it will censor them, which is like crazy. And you know how it gets that information? It checks which payment card is linked to making donations. I wonder if I got like anyone with it. Because I doubt you actually believed me. If you did, that's amazing. So looking at this, it's super cool that I'll be able to change it, and that's exactly what we're going to do on some other stream, because I need to eat soon. I haven't in 6 hours. So make the live chat bar like way thinner. We're gonna get to that. But I want to... This is all correct info. Sure. But not for the same card. How interesting. This div keeps getting updated. Seems to be every second. How interesting. It's probably the div that contains the messages. That's actually kind of interesting. Right, so ticker, separator, chat. We have to go so deep. Reaction control panel overlay. Yeah. On every seconds, that explains the delay. No, that's not the issue. The issue is that delay to begin with is like 5 seconds minimum. So checking every second, not more often, makes incredible sense actually. Okay, we're getting closer. We went in like 1 billion levels deep at this point. YouTube button show more. Okay. Item scroller. Sorry, I meant for super low latency streams. I feel like even then, I don't think super low latency is like immediate. Whether it be Twitch or YouTube. YouTube should be worse. Or rather, probably is worse. How many levels have I fucking gone into? That's crazy. Wait, seriously? Does it show you fucking every single text? It is if they are in your walls. It seems that way. That's insane. And the last thing is well, this is like the 6th grade thing when you first realize you can like change text on web pages and you're like, oh my god, what the fuck? You could write a regex to dump all the messages to a log. Yeah, but I don't particularly care to do it. Ooh, I could, I think, get your PFP from here, which is interesting. However, this bullshit I still haven't been able to find. Okay, we have reaction control panel overlay. Oh, I went to the wrong place, I think. Ooh. So, emoji fountain I'm okay with. Can't you use the hover tool? No, I don't think so. It doesn't jump me to anywhere. And inspect doesn't seem to be here unless I press this. Yeah, you were right, huh? Because it didn't work for changing the browser CSS, I assumed that it wouldn't work here either, but that's an incorrect thought pattern. Collapsed button, expanded buttons, fab container, hover area. No, the small button on the top left of the T. You press the button to increase taxes? Huh? Okay, which thing contains the fucking fountain or whatever? So it's there. Let's try collapsing this. Okay, so they're kind of separate. Yeah, they're pretty separate. God damn. So basically, I can write CSS to make YouTube chat kinda good, is what you're saying. Which kind of explains that. God damn, YouTube chat. And YouTube streaming overall. Gonna run soon. All you fucking runners. But thank you for joining the stream. To begin with, I appreciate you. So we just click this and we say display none. Fucking finally. Lovely stream as always. Thank you. This fucking fucker of a heart has always been bugging me, because if you try to have chat not have enough space, you just won't see part of the message. So like finally I can not have it. So let's grab the element. So div reaction control panel style scope YouTube reaction control panel overlay view model. That's crazy. That is straight up insane. Okay, so we just put it here. That is a lot. Display none. Okay, let's try to kill this and pop it out again. Doesn't work. Well, hold up. What if I... Yeah, I should still be streaming because it's kind of like unrelated. Let's reboot this. What? Oh, okay. I got confused there. Like, what the fuck? Why are you still here? Didn't I delete it? In that case, so it works for browser things. But not that. Not this, rather. Div reaction control panel style scope YouTube reaction blah blah blah. Okay, let's developer tools inspect. I can probably copy GS path, X path, full X path, outer HTML. No, not this. An upper thing. An even upper thing. Okay, so let's copy selector. Oh, I just could do that. Right, so copy selector. Let's see what it is. Reaction control panel. I mean, sure. But that one is more specific. XPath, what is that? Okay, this is the XML thing. Copy styles. Well, okay, what if we just remove this and this and reboot chat, pop it back? No, I think like you can easily change the CSS of this, but not this. Because this works, like everything else relating to the browser itself has worked, except this, because it's a page thing. So what I can do for now is just do it manually. Display none. Yeah. Okay, so no. Desktop. Oh, come on. Desktop. All desktops. Boom. So we can at the very least do it manually if I have to. But I do want to... There's probably like an extension where you can write your own CSS depending on the website, which would probably work. Why are you back? Why are you back? Why the fuck are you back? God damn. Okay, yeah, basically I'll need to discover that. And for now, I'll keep this, but like comment. No clue how you comment in CSS. I'm out of options. There's an extension for custom CSS called Stylus. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. Stylus. And that's probably what we're going to do in the next stream. Check out Stylus and make YouTube live chat actually kind of good. Because it isn't now. Yeah, but for now, let's consider what we have done. Right, I don't know how to make comments, so just make 2 blank lines. That's good enough for a comment. And we can then find them. Boom. Yeah, so... Huh. Let's go to... Where the fuck are we? Why did I ask my question there and not there? Okay, so what did we do here? First of all, we modified the prompt. So let's see the git diff. So what about registers? Key bindings also. All of those kind of don't matter, but let's check them out just to make sure. Show commands. Show all symbols. Right, so that should indeed be a separate commit. Let's stage this and this, and write the commit message. So what was done there? Alt O P, or rather we start where we were before, to Alt O P VS Code. Good. Then after we modified the prompt, in which way we are now using a single line prompt. So let's gaf stage modified and commit that. Use single line fish prompt fish shell. And the only thing left is modify Vivaldi CSS. Since it's the first time I ever do it, I don't really need to explain what I did, because, well, like, that's it, and boom, have everything committed. And this section doesn't work yet for removing this fucking annoying ass bullshit, which somehow covers literal text. It's crazy. Yeah. In the next stream, we're going to discover stylus to try to remove that, to make that thinner, and maybe remove the scroll bar. How often am I going to want to scroll a chat, right? And then once this is gone, I can put chat on this side, which makes more sense to begin with. But I don't, because otherwise I can sometimes not even read chat, because it's very annoying. Sorry. Yeah. So that's about it. Make the live chat like way thinner and remove annoying as heart. Yeah. Thanks for watching the stream, everyone. I just casually keep on streaming for 3.5 hours. Crazy. Yeah, so thank you and goodbye.